LinkedIn automation is a scam. Hi, this is Chris Cozzolino, the co-founder and head of services at Uptown Creation, a B2B marketing and business development company. And I'm making this video to talk about the automated platforms that exist for LinkedIn and the pitfalls of them. I have a lot of people reach out to me asking, why we don't use automation and why we do everything by hand. And, it's more expensive, but the results speak for themselves. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit. So the first reason not to use LinkedIn automation services are simply because it's against LinkedIn's terms of service. LinkedIn explicitly states that you can't use any form of automated software to duplicate what a human would be doing on the platform. Now, a lot of social media platforms have that in their terms of service. So if that alone isn't enough for you, the next reason should be that your results are going to be worse. So not only are you risking your account in a number of ways. So the second reason not to use LinkedIn automation is because it's going to put your account at risk of not being seen by as many people, getting restrictions down the road, and losing that digital asset that LinkedIn brings to the table. LinkedIn inherently is a great tool because it allows you to start conversations while also knowing people's location, people's job title, and a lot of downstream information like their potential income and things like that, that no other social media platform allows you to have access to. It allows you to do business where business is done, essentially. So losing access to that is a big risk that you should weigh into all of this. Not only is there risk of losing access to LinkedIn, there's risk of your account not being shown to other people. So there's a reason why, you see people that have, 10,000 plus followers, but then you go into their activity on their posts and, they're getting less than 10 likes. They're getting 8, they're getting 14, they're getting 4 likes on a post. And the reason why is twofold. And so the first reason why is because LinkedIn is suppressing their content to an extent. And it's doing this because they don't want to encourage the use of bots and automation. And they want to make it so people don't do that, essentially. They know they can't prevent it altogether, but they can, check boxes that make it so you don't get the same results as other people. The other thing plays into the third reason not to use LinkedIn automation. And so the third reason is your results are going to be worse. Why are your results going to be worse? So your results are going to be worse because you're not able to get that feedback that you get when you're trying to establish targeting. You're going to think of a target in your head and just set that on the bot and let it run until you forget about it. And that's going to lead to a ton of connections that really aren't your exact target market. I've been on LinkedIn for a long time, and even when I start targeting, I'm making consistent tweaks for the first 6 months that I'm working on an account. I'm changing targeting to make it more accurate. I'm getting feedback from the messages that are being sent and how people are responding to then find targets that are more applicable to whoever I'm trying to reach out to. You need that feedback loop, and you need to kind of be in the trenches to get that true feedback loop and make adjustments, make refinements. When you end up having thousands and thousands of connections that are kind of empty connections, it makes it so all of your future posts are going to be fighting an uphill battle because LinkedIn's going to show your content to your base. And if that base doesn't engage with it, it's going to tank in terms of the algorithm. When the algorithm sees a post within the first 60 minutes, it's going to look at how people are interacting with it, not just likes and comments, but how long they're focused on it and looking at it on the screen, what they're clicking on, etc. And if it's getting a lot of engagement, it's going to skyrocket up. On the contrary, if it's not, it's going to get suppressed and nobody's going to see it. So that is the risk of doing things the wrong way and targeting things the wrong way. So some of these automation companies like Cleverly, Duxsoup, Meet Leonard, which is now Meet Alfred, Lincoln Learn, Octopus, all of those companies are doing some sort of automation, and they're trying to spin it as this is your solution. So cleverly says, leverage the safest and easiest LinkedIn automation platform, and talks about real-time metric reporting, automated follow-up messages, which sounds great. A/B testing, copywriting, everything like that. And then Duxsoup is talking about being the smarter way to generate new business on LinkedIn. Automate your LinkedIn activity. Automatically view other people's profiles, endorse them, send messages, which sounds great. But if you know that LinkedIn really frowns upon this activity and actively pursues suppressing it, it makes it sound a lot less great of a pitch. So then meet Alfred. Generate business opportunities on LinkedIn while you sleep. Again, something everybody wants. And then you see these testimonials of all these people generating tons of money on LinkedIn, which I've no doubt are true, because LinkedIn is an extremely powerful tool when used in the correct way. But 99% of people are using LinkedIn wrong, and for that reason, not getting the results that they want to get. And Octopus, again, automation software for LinkedIn lead generation. They say social selling, but the whole principles of social selling are doing things by hand and making it be more personalized. So it's kind of counterintuitive when you get into it. So you see those pitches of, get leads while you sleep, generate 10 times more business, everything like that. But in reality, you become the thing that everybody hates on LinkedIn. And it's getting a random connection request with a random message from somebody is going to try to sell you something. Somebody that's just saying, it's great to be connected with you. I'd love to add you to my network. Let's find out how we can mutually help each other. Saying those buzzwords that we all know lead to a pitch and lead to just not very genuine of an interaction. And then further down the line, getting messages that are just pure pitches and not trying to solve any problems, but really asking for more. And just, you become part of that machine that LinkedIn is trying to suppress and the people on LinkedIn are actively ignoring. So the only way to really generate good results on LinkedIn is to pivot 180 from how everybody else is using LinkedIn. When everybody else is saying, I'd love to add you to my network, thanks for connecting, you send a message that has nothing in it, because that's how most people are sending connection requests on LinkedIn. Then when most people are pitching immediately in the first message and really saying bulleted points of, this is what I can do for you, you need to start by asking them what they need, or start by starting a conversation that isn't business related and letting your profile do the talking for you. When you Google how to use LinkedIn or how to generate leads on LinkedIn, you're going to get a lot of misinformation that people have a ulterior motive in pushing, whether it's to position themselves as an expert or drive new business to their company or whatever it may be. The information that's out there is pretty broad and makes it so all these people end up doing bad practices on LinkedIn, like having poor headlines that are trying to be SEO optimized, but really just looking like spam, having bad profile pictures, sending messages in the connection requests, and pitching in the first message and first interaction that you ever have with somebody. So if you take anything from this message, think twice about using a LinkedIn automation tool and really try to do things by hand. You can put in 15 to 20 minutes a day and generate some really awesome results and learn a lot along the way that you can then apply to other points of your funnel, other points of your marketing tactics. Having that feedback loop is an invaluable step that most people, when they start using an automation tool, completely miss out on. And they end up not seeing the results that they're looking for, or they end up getting really, really crappy calls that they're not happy with. And it ends up being a waste of everybody's time and money. So I'd encourage you to think before you use one of these types of softwares. Leave a comment if you have any questions about any specific programs or softwares, and I can look into them and review them. Feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and check us out at uptowncreation.com. uptown.com.